It's 11:30 p.m. You are finally doing it. You are looking for a therapist. You open the directory. Psychology Today, BetterHelp, ZocDoc. You type in your zip code. 1,432 results found. Great. You have options. You are empowered. You are going to find the perfect match. You click on the first profile. I specialize in CBT, anxiety, and trauma. Okay, sounds good. But wait, what about the next one? I use a holistic somatic approach with EMDR. Ooh, EMDR, that sounds fancy. Maybe I need that. 10 minutes pass. You have 15 tabs open. 30 minutes pass. You are reading the bio of a therapist named Susan and wondering if her smile looks too nice or just nice enough. 1 hour passes. You are now researching the difference between a PsyD and an LCSW on Reddit. And then you close the laptop. You book nothing. You go to bed with the same anxiety you started with, plus a new layer of shame because you failed at getting help. If this is you, you aren't lazy, and you aren't resistant to therapy. You are a victim of the paradox of choice. Today, on Psychology Every Day, we are breaking down why having more options actually makes you less likely to choose, why optimizing your mental health is a trap, and how to hack your brain to finally click book appointment. To understand why you are paralyzed, we have to go back to a grocery store in 2000. Psychologists Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper conducted a famous study involving jam. On one day, they set up a display with 24 different flavors of jam. On another day, they set up a display with only 6 flavors. Here is what happened. The big display, 24 options, attracted more people. Everyone wanted to look, but when it came time to buy, only 3% of the people bought jam from the big display, but 30% of the people bought jam from the small display. When we have too many options, our brain shuts down. We experience analysis paralysis. With 6 jams, you can compare them. Strawberry versus raspberry, easy. With 24 jams, the cognitive load is too high. You can't hold 24 variables in your working memory. The fear of picking the wrong jam outweighs the desire to eat the jam. Now, replace jam with your mental health. The stakes are infinitely higher. If you pick the wrong blueberry preserve, you lose $5. If you pick the wrong therapist, you lose time, money, and emotional vulnerability. So, you freeze. Barry Schwartz, the author of The Paradox of Choice, identifies 2 types of decision makers. Type 1, the satisficer. They have a criteria. I need a therapist who takes my insurance and is available on Tuesdays. They find the first person who meets those 2 criteria. They book. They are happy. Type 2, the maximizer. This is likely you. The maximizer doesn't just want a good therapist. They want the best therapist. They need to check every single option to ensure that there isn't a slightly better option hiding on page 5. The maximizer is tortured by the opportunity cost. Every time you look at therapist A, your brain whispers, but what if therapist B is better? What if therapist C understands my childhood trauma in a way therapist A never will? By trying to maximize the outcome, you guarantee misery. Even if you do pick someone, you will sit in the session thinking, I wonder if the other guy would have given better advice. Maximizers achieve better objective results sometimes, but they feel worse about them. There is a specific fantasy that fuels this surge. I call it the soulmate trap. We have been conditioned by movies to believe that therapy is like romance. We think there is the one out there, a therapist, who will look into our eyes, say the one magic sentence that unlocks our trauma and fix us forever. So, you scan profiles looking for a vibe. You are looking for a savior, not a clinician. Here is the hard truth from the research. The biggest predictor of success in therapy is not the modality. CBT versus psychoanalysis. It is not the degree, PhD versus master's. It is the therapeutic alliance, the quality of the relationship. And here is the kicker. You cannot judge the therapeutic alliance from a bio. You cannot optimize for a relationship you haven't had yet. You can read 500 profiles, and you will have zero data on how you will actually feel in the room with them. You are trying to solve an emotional equation with intellectual data. It's like trying to taste a meal by reading the menu. You have to eat the food. Speaking of making good choices, you have millions of videos to watch on YouTube right now. The fact that you chose this one tells me you are serious about understanding your own mind. If you want to stop scrolling and start learning, hit that subscribe button. We don't give you 50 options here. We just give you the psychology that works. All right, let's get back to the paralysis. The paradox of choice has a hidden cost. We think that by waiting, we are saving ourselves from a bad decision. I'll wait until I find the perfect one. But indecision is a decision. Every week you spend scrolling is a week you spend suffering. Let's say you are dealing with depression. You spend 3 months looking for the perfect therapist, 10/10ths rating. During those 3 months, your depression gets worse. You lose sleep. You strain your relationships. Compare that to picking a good enough therapist, 7/10ths rating, tomorrow. Even if they aren't perfect, just the act of starting the act of showing up and being heard starts to lower your symptoms. Therapy is like compound interest. The sooner you start, the more it builds. A mediocre therapist today is infinitely better than a perfect therapist 6 months from now. Why? Because action is an antidote to anxiety. The act of making a choice tells your brain, I am taking care of this. The act of scrolling tells your brain, this is a huge unsolvable problem. So how do we hack the maximizer brain? We have to artificially limit your choices. We have to turn you into a satisfier by force. I want you to use the 3-tab rule. Step 1. Define your must-haves. Pick only 3 hard constraints. Example, takes my insurance or is within budget, has availability in the evenings, specializes in your issue. Step 2, the search. Open your directory. Filter by those 3 things. Open the first 3 profiles that come up. Do not scroll to page 2. Page 2 is lava. Page 2 does not exist. Step 3, the gut check. Look at those 3 tabs. Read the bios. Pick the one whose face looks the least annoying to you. I'm serious. It's that subjective. Who looks like someone you could talk to? Step 4, the consultation. Email them. Hi, are you accepting new clients? If they don't reply in 48 hours, close the tab and open one more. If they do reply, book a consultation. Here is the secret that no one tells you about therapy. You are allowed to fire them. You are treating this decision like a marriage proposal. It's not. It's a coffee date. You are committing to 1 session. That's it. If you go and the vibe is off, you don't go back. You tried the jam, you didn't like it. But you gain data. Now you know, I don't like therapists who stare at me in silence. Great, now you can filter for that. Movement creates clarity. Stagnation creates confusion. You cannot steer a parked car. You have to start moving, even if you aren't 100% sure of the destination. The paradox of choice tells us that more is less, but it also teaches us that good enough is great. Don't let the search for the perfect healing stop you from the actual healing. The perfect therapist doesn't exist, but a helpful therapist is probably sitting in an open tab on your browser right now. waiting for you to stop overthinking and hit send. I want to know, how many tabs do you have open right now? Are you a maximizer or a satisficer? Let me know in the comments. And if you book an appointment because of this video, definitely let me know. That's the best comment I could get. If this video helped you close some tabs, hit like and subscribe to Psychology Every Day.